Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial where we'll be showing you how to make a digital planner in Canva to sell on Etsy. This can be a long process because you're interested in making a nice design that could attract more customers to your page, so you'll need to take note of each step that we'll be taking. We'll be doing our best to design something that is to a good taste. However, with the principles we'll be providing, you can use it and design your preferred digital planner. Of course, you have two options. You could use templates, but in this tutorial, we'll be starting from scratch. So here we're going to click on more. Now, instead of actually using a custom size, which of course is an option if you have a specific size of a planner, but in our case, we'll be using a portrait. Of course, you have the option to add more pages, but we'll be doing that in a moment. Right away, we're going to click on the blank page, and then we want to give it a dark background and say we're going to be giving it green, but we'll make it darker. So we're going to go over to this area here and we could have it look like this. Great. Then we're going to come over to text, click on heading and say, of course, this is a Canva Sans font. We could click on it and then look for another one to use. We have League Spartan, we have Gaggle-In. So we could use this, but the choice is pretty much up to you to choose from the lot of designs right here. Then we'll take this to the next line, take it up here. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be placing in the bookmarks right here on the right side of a page. We're going to show you how to do one and then repeat the process. We're going to press an R to create a rectangle. Then we'll give it a darker green. So click on the color right there, select green, click on the color again. Then we'll make it darker. Then we'll work the edges to make the corner a little bit rounder. Then we're going to make it look like this, stretch it a little bit, and then we're going to take it to this area and leave it right there. So we're going to make it look smaller, but this doesn't really matter. We're going to duplicate it at this point. In order to do this, we're going to press on the Alt key and drag it. So the Alt key actually helps you to duplicate it instead of doing the copy and paste. So we're going to duplicate again. And you can see everything is at 1.3, and that's what we want to have right now, 1.3. You just keep dragging it till it gives you the number you have, so everything stays uniform. But we'll need at least 12 because we want to make a digital planner for the year. So we're going to make at least 12 and then maybe have 2 more bookmarked pages for perhaps notes or something else. So right now we have about 6. We're going to try to make it up to 15. Let's shrink this up. Then while holding on the Alt key, we're going to drag it to have another set. And you can see it's still 1.3, but we can take it closer. So we have about 12. We can select these two to make it 14. So right now we're going to actually create another page or duplicate this page actually. Going to right click on it, duplicate the page, and we'll be deleting the digital planner. So this is supposed to be the second page, and then we're going to delete this one right here. So this looks like the cover page, and when you open it, when you flip it open digitally, you could have something else right here. So this planner belongs to, and right now we just want to make some lines right here. In order to do this, we can click on this empty area right here and press on L, and this gives us a line, right? So we can put this right here, extend it a bit. Then we can decide to make some customization to this line. For example, we could make it black, make it thicker by increasing the line weights. About 13 is fine. And of course, right here, we're going to be adding some information right here. So we're going to, first of all, add pages. So we're going to say add a page. So we'll be adding the number of pages according to the bookmarks we have right here. Right, so this is about 14. So we'll be adding 14 pages right here. Great, so we have about 14 pages. With the first 2 pages, it takes it up to 16 generally by page number. But we need to take note of the third page, which will be the first page of the month. So here we're going to be putting the names of the months. So now we're going to come over to text and then click on subheading. This is definitely looking big, but we're going to shrink it up. So we're going to write Jan for January. Then we're going to scroll or zoom in, take it up a little bit. So here we have January. You might have noticed that it's not visible, so we can change this to a white color. We've clicked on it, and then we're going to come over to A and change it to white. This looks better. So we're going to repeat the process, January down to the bottom. So let's do that. Great, so now we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August to December, which is the 12th month of the year. Here we have options for notes and sketchpad. We could use some icons right here. So we're going to be clicking on elements, and then we're going to search for pencil. So here we're going to click on see all under graphics. So we have this one, we'll be choosing this. It's really large, but we'll shrink it down to size, flip it horizontally, shrink it again, and we'll place it right here. Of course, change the color to white, as you can see right there. And then how about we add the last page to be a calendar or just an empty sketchpad? So we're going to come over to Elements, search for Sketch, click on it to add it to our page. And we have it right here. And we're going to change the color to white just to make it visible, right? So we're going to do that and put it right there. Great. So now what do we have? We have January to December, and then we have the equivalent number of pages to match with each bookmark. Our design will be based on the principle of clicking on any part of this bookmark, and then it will take us to the exact page. So in order for us to track that, we're going to call each page by their names. We're going to say January, save, repeat the process with February down to December. Great, so here we have down to December and page 14, notes, and 15, sketch. So now back at page 2 where we have our bookmarks, we're going to select it, both the bookmark color, which is green, and the text. We're going to just do this, then group it, and then right click on it, click link, and then we're going to match it with January. So you can see enter a link or search, 3, display mode, link, done. Of course, when you do this, it's going to underline it. You could leave it as that. We're going to do the same for February. Group it up, right click, link, and take it to February. Awesome, right? Let's proceed to continue and complete the process, just as we've done for January and February. So now we have everything grouped up and hyperlinked. So when it's ready, when you click on January, February, or any part of this bookmarks, it will take you directly to the page. Next thing we'll need to do is to write the name of each page right here. So this is January. We're going to have January and February and March to the end. So we just clicked on text, subheading, and we're going to have January, position it right here. And then we're going to add some elements. We're going to click on elements, then search for calendar. And after picking one, we're going to position it right here. Then we're going to zoom in. And then we're going to have January's calendar right here. Then you're going to click on text, come over to subheading, and write Sunday with SUN, make it really small. Then we're going to click away, and then while holding on the Alt key, we're going to copy it or duplicate it. And then this is Sunday. We can say this is Monday. So here we have our calendar. January, Sunday to Saturday, and what's left is of course to put the numbers, and you could follow the principles we've done with the names of the week by writing the calendar. Then here we're going to have notes and goals. In order to do this, we're going to press on the L to have a line, and then we're going to duplicate it. So we duplicate it by, of course, pressing on the Alt key and then dragging it just like you have it right here. So we have about 5 lines, and we're going to make a duplicate of it. So we're going to select everything, and we're going to press on the Alt key, and then we have another one, pretty easy. We're going to also change this to black, and then we're going to write here goals and notes. We can do subheading, say goals, then we're going to make a duplicate of it, and say notes. So here you can see your January calendar, goals, notes, and some space to write it. Now, if you want to add a design to your page, such as a spiral bind, while you're in Elements on the graphics, you can click on this and search for spiral bind. Select any which you think is great. For example, we have this one right here, and then we're going to place it right here. Going to make it long enough to fit the page. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is to select everything right here, zoom out a bit by holding on Control so we can see 2 pages. Then while holding on the Alt key, we're just going to bring it down here. You can see the tracing lines helping you out to just keep things aligned and nicely placed. So we have this right here, and we're going to repeat the process for all the pages. Great, so we have from January to December. And here on our notes, you can see that the note is currently blank. And what we can do here is to copy this, click in Ctrl C, and then paste it right here. All we'll need to do is to have it like this, then select this, extend it, and then we're going to select everything. While holding the Alt key, we're going to duplicate it. Great, so we have our notes right here. We have our calendar with our goals and notes for each month. And here is your sketch. You could do anything you want with it. And we can go back to the top and add some more designs to our digital planner. So here we just added some preferential designs just to add some color to our digital planner. You can add these patterns to any other page you want. Paste it right here. And so it doesn't overshadow things, you could actually work on the transparency of things. And we could use the Alt key to have a duplicate of it. Then of course we could select it, copy it, and paste it right here. Do the same right here for each month of the year. Then of course we could leave the last page blank. So here you can see that we have our digital planner done. And of course, if you want to see how it looks like in a grid view, you can click on it. And this is our digital planner looking nice. The next thing we can do is to click on Share and then click on Download. And then we'll need to change it from PNG to PDF. Here it says, looks like you have links in your design because it recognizes these links right here. For links to work, please choose PDF. So we're going to go over to PDF. And you have two options for PDF. You could choose any. And then we're going to say done. Great, so now we have our digital planner saved and we're going to open our File Explorer to open our digital planner and see if it's functional. Awesome, so we opened our digital planner. We're using our browser to open this PDF. Of course, if you have a PDF reader, you could also use that. Then here we have everything we designed and we're going to click on, say, June. And it's taken us to June. And this is how it works. We hope with this tutorial, you'll be able to go ahead and make your own digital planner and ready to upload and sell on Etsy. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.